I became a social worker because I saw the difference that social workers made, and I too wanted to make a difference.
Because I think the reflection of society is how we treat the most vulnerable and most needy, and I wanted to be a part of actually making something transformational and different in people's lives.
To give every child and family the second chance that they deserve to have.
Because it's a very practical and ethical way to improve people's lives.
I wanted to do some good with my life.
I love life course history, and I like what we become and what we're a sum of everything that we are, and those different impacts, how the environmental and social, how we all are affected by from before we're born right through all those experiences. I decided that I really didn't want to spend a long time doing an NVQ4, although I think they're amazing. That wasn't the point. What I really wanted to do was, let's do social work instead. So that's how I got into social work, is by default.
It was kind of inevitable because my father was a Barnardo's boy. My mother at 16 went across there and trained there to be a nanny, and met him, and they fell in love and were childhood sweethearts. And then she ran a residential unit, and I grew up in a residential Barnardo's home. And try as I might, I couldn't resist, and I suppose I learned a lot. I learned a lot sitting around the kitchen table with the social workers, discussing, supporting, and just been really good to me as well, even though I wasn't actually one of their clients.
At university I was doing an English literature degree, which obviously isn't much use for anything, to be honest. I started doing support work for people with learning disabilities and head injuries. Fell in love with that sort of work and that area of work, and then have progressed through to getting on my social work degree, which I've done, which was about 10 years ago now. So, but yeah, it's for the support work, that direct one-to-one interaction, working with people, supporting people. That's what really sort of made me fall in love with social care as a whole.
I was a bit of a troubled teen, and I always felt that the world was quite unjust. And then when I was 20, I had a child, my oldest son. And I realised actually it's really difficult being a parent as well, and so I went off to university to study psychology, but I didn't really like psychology that much. I was really interested in people, but there was a lot of statistics and number crunching, so I decided to go off and study to do a master's in social work with children and families, because I feel really passionately about justice for children, but I feel just as passionately about justice for their parents, because it's very hard.
I did a degree in Russian and history, and during my degree and afterwards I went to work in Moscow for a charity that helped homeless people, and it was really interesting work and really rewarding to work with people in those kind of difficult situations. I came back to England and went to a career advice place and asked about doing voluntary work or international aid work, that kind of thing, and they suggested that I went and did a social work course. So that was where I first heard about it. Looked into it a little bit, and then applied to do a diploma in social work and a master's in Sheffield. And as soon as I got there, I really loved it. I loved the people and I loved the course, and it was definitely the right thing to do.
I had a very simple value base of wanting to help people, and I don't think I've really changed since I started. Sometimes social work helps people, sometimes it feels as though it doesn't, but I feel passionately that I have to use my skills on behalf of other people. That's how I felt when I was 18, 19. That's how I feel now when I'm nearly 60, and I don't feel any different.